How many slurps does it take to finish your coffee? All right. So this is definitely a new kind of video for me. It is the Q&A, the second Q&A ever, but this video is completely special because not only do I have one camera, I have a second one over here, meaning this is the one you've always seen, and this here is the new one, the Nikon Z6. So anyway, this is going to be a little bit of an experiment. So it took me a few days to get around to this one, and I've got a whole list of questions here from you fine folks, and well, some of them are serious and some of them are ridiculous, but I love y'all anyway. So let's get straight to the point. What are you at there by, Brian B? Here. What is your absolute favorite guitar tone that anyone has ever recorded? No, it can't be mine. Meh. So this is something that I definitely struggle with, some of these questions, like what's your absolute favorite guitar tone? Some people sit around and think like, well, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite this and that? Well, for me, I don't necessarily think about it, but I will say I definitely have a few favorite guitar tones that come to mind. For me, one of those would have to be Jeff Loomis from Nevermore. I absolutely love the This Godless Endeavor record. All that sounds wicked. I'm pretty sure they're using like Ingalls or something like that. Probably an Ingle Powerball or something. It is Jeff Loomis after all, so like that awesome 7-string prog metal sound. Pretty wicked. I do like John Petrucci. I mean, it's a super compressed tone, whatever. I definitely do like that. I don't have his touch, but I definitely do enjoy him. And I'm gonna have to say Alex Lifeson, if you listen to his clean tone from like Time Stand Still or The Big Money off of, that's off the Power Windows record. I think the clean tone there is absolutely awesome. So yeah, if I'm not allowed to pick your tone, well, I'm not gonna pick your tone, but I think when you asked that question, I didn't even know what you sounded like. If you could only keep one of your current guitars, which one would you keep? You are a dick. It's like, and I know you just asked that question because it is pretty funny that you would ask like what guitar I would actually keep. So I've got a handful of guitars at this point in time, and that's a really, really tough one. I really do like my Ibanez RG570, mostly for the sole fact that that guitar has mojo for days. It maybe doesn't always hold its tuning the best and little things, but it's got a Floyd Rose on it, which say what you will about the Floyd Rose, but I think it sounds good. But I mean, the guitar plays metal, the guitar twangs, it does whatever. Man, well, that's how I think Slurp 2. To be fair, I had one tiny little one, so that's technically Slurp 3. And now I've got this Solar A17 with an Evertune, and the Solar really steps it up, so I think I'd be grabbing the Solar at this point in time. I'm not saying that because it's my new guitar. I'm saying it because it's a pretty freaking awesome guitar. So I think it's going to be between the Solar and the RG, so it's going to be whatever one's closest to my hand at the time. No specific answer, but it's either the guitar you really, really like playing, or, I mean, the Solar's, it's a 7-string to a 6-string, but you're a dick. What equipment in the last decade have you gotten your hands on that blew you away at first play? So gear that blew me away in the last decade and show my work, that's a really tough one, man, because this first one, I can't really show my work because I don't have it here. It's a Charvel Pro Mod. It had a traditional trim, like a non-locking tremolo. I only picked that up for like 10 seconds, and the neck profile on that was absolutely gorgeous. It's like what the people who bought 40 different Ibanez RGs wish they had. I mean, you get a good Ibanez, you get a good Ibanez. I mean, I've got one myself, but man, I will say that Charvel Pro Mod blew me away. So the other one I'm gonna have to say would be bare knuckle nail bombs. Now, I went from a really crappy set of pickups that I don't have anymore. They're long in a decomposing in a dump somewhere for the next 10,000 years, but the Ibanez RGA came with like the absolute hands down worst pickups ever. Now I've already was at that point using DiMarzio D-Sonics and Super Distortion and stuff like that, and but the bare knuckle nail bomb, man, that was a really good pickup. I'm gonna go back just a little bit over 10 years. Sorry, but I was playing an orange amp. Don't know what it was. Some 150 watt tube head. And the clean channel and that thing just blew me absolutely away. And I sucked at playing at the time, but I still remember that being like the most rich, awesome sounding clean tone ever heard. All right, coffee time. Ah, buddy. What's your secret for your beautiful hair? My beautiful hair. My beautiful, beautiful hair. Well, let me tell you something. I wake up beautiful like this every day. So what you go to bed with is what you wake up with. Not some ogre in the morning. You went to bed with an ogre or a beautiful man. And I'd like to think I'm the latter. I'm sure most people would say I'm the former, but that's okay because they're like Stevie Wonder. I won't ever get endorsed by L'Oreal, but I'm worth it. How do you know what impulse response to use on your guitar track, or do you just go choosing them till they sound good to you? Impulse responses. So this is one thing that I don't use a whole lot of. It sounds weird, but everybody these days is really into the whole amp sim game. They're always playing with different like things like the Neural NTS or like there's the Loop Who plugins. There's Positive Grid, just everything under the sun. And there's a plethora of cab impulse responses. So that's what IR stands for. I'm gonna assume you know that. Maybe you don't. So the thing is the IR is like your speaker cabinet simulated sound. And so you're saying how to choose one. I would just say go to you hear something that sounds good to your ear. You don't have to necessarily mimic what everybody else is doing. They'll say one thing sounds good. You can always get some certain programs to blend a few together and stuff too. So I'd say just go with what sounds good to your ear. So if it sounds super dirty but seems to work very good for you, it's cool. I know a lot of mixes sound quite a bit the same these days. I'm not a whole lot different, but if you want something that sounds maybe super different, choose a really different IR. Use your ears, go with your gut feeling. That's what I'd say. I have nothing technical to say there. As IRs, it might be a technical thing, but at the end of the day, music is art, and go with what you think sounds best. So good luck. How is the new Solar? Is it legitimately the best guitar you've ever bought? So my new Solar guitar, I have an A17D natural finish that's got the distressed hardware on it, and that guitar is absolutely friggin' awesome. Is it the best guitar I ever bought? I'm gonna have to say, yeah, most likely it is the best guitar I ever bought because it has the Evertune bridge on it, and let's put it this way, that thing is a game changer. Now, I'm actually learning how to set up the Evertune and stuff right now. I've already broke a string on it. That's because I stretched one too far. Doing an initial setup. But I mean, it's super easy to change your strings and stuff on, and it holds its tune. Like I've been recording with it some lately. When I get a little bit better at knowing how the Evertune works, I will put a video up about that and just talk about my experiences with the Evertune itself and not just mainly the Solar guitars. I will say that Solar has an amazing neck profile, so anybody who's looking to get a Solar, but they've been playing Ibanez or ESP or something for years, I think the Solar as neck is an awesome neck for a person if they're worried about like the playability. It's definitely no baseball bat or anything like that. I found it to be almost like right away, almost like the Charvel I was talking about earlier. It had that impression, so good job, Ola. How many R's are there in the Bauer pronunciation of guitar? Okay, so my pronunciation of guitar. Everybody thinks there's a whole lot of R's in it from everywhere else, but I've been over this in the accent thing before. It's the Nova Scotia accent, but if you want to know how many R's are in my pronunciation of guitar...
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right!
I loved that show. Oh, man, so as for the first question, I never really answered how many slurps of coffee it takes to finish this off, and I've completely lost count. So, I'm gonna say about 25 slurps to finish off a coffee. Anyway, guys, I had a great time doing this video, and thank you so much for all your questions. Thank you for making it this far into the video. If you got any more questions, put them down below. Click the subscribe button, click any of the videos over here. You can watch the first Q&A. It's from back in September. I will be back real soon with some new videos. You guys have an awesome day, and I will see you guys all again after many more slurps. See yas.